Hello, welcome to Taekwondo training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What I'd like to do on today's show, very basic, and it's going to work into maybe some more advanced, not too advanced, but what we're going to work on is turning our body. All right, the right positioning of each foot, and then after throwing a kick, how to position your foot to throw maybe a spinning kick. All right. And when I say spinning kick, turning, that's what I mean. We're turning our body. Not that you have to do a kick when you turn, because you can turn and just set up for another stance. But going to be easy. What we're going to do is we're going to start off basic, right into our fighting stance, all right? So, again, and this is going to be an important part. And I say this every show. So if you've been watching my show for many years, they say, wow, he always talks about the fighting stance and position. If your balance is off, nothing's going to matter after that. You can have the greatest kicks in the world, but if your balance is off, you're going to fall, or you're going to be slowing down or even hurting yourself. So you need the balance. So the fighting stance, again, like walking, all right? I like to tell everyone, just like you walk, so you're walking until you're already in your fighting stance, all right? So right here, I walked, boom. Shoulder width apart practically, probably about a foot front to back, depending on how you walk, unless you take long steps, but I would rather not. That's a forward stance. So nice short stance this way. Keep your body loose. Keep your ankles loose, your knees loose, your hips loose, your whole body. Try not to be tight ever. All right, you're in a fighting stance here. Now, if you're in a fighting stance, I'm going to show you a couple of little exercises so you can do it in the mirror or with your friends, whatever, and watch how you can watch yourself, especially if you're in the mirror. Watch yourself and make sure you're doing it right. You know, if you're going to turn, and when I say turn, I mean doing something like this, all right? All right, so turning something like this. All right, if you're going to do that, you have to make sure, if you're going to turn, the foot that's in the front of your fighting stance, all right, has to move over just a little, all right? Probably either even with the other foot, or just a little more past it. All right, so you're in a fighting stance here. You take either slide it or you take that step here. All right. If not, what's going to happen is if I didn't take that step and I was here, to turn, I've got to pick up and then go here and try to get around. My balance is going to be completely off. All right, because I have to pick up and look at it. I have to pick up and try to swing around. Whereas if you turn your foot this way, all right, you're here very quickly. And you're going to notice when I do take that step, I kind of turn my foot, all right? I don't just turn it this way, which I could, all right? But I kind of turn my foot this way. I call that cheating. Right? If I see people who don't do it, I think I just gained a couple of inches of speed. All right? People say inches of speed. Yes. A couple of inches with my foot, which is going to pick up my speed because I don't have to turn that amount of inches for my spin. All right, so for fighting stance here, turn. This is the exercise I want you to see. Here, up and down. All right, and see how I'm in a fighting stance here. All right, practice that. So you're here. All right, step up and down, and you're in a fighting stance. See how I'm staying on the balls of my feet. I'm on the balls of my feet. All right. And it's not much, I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing enough where I'm not just going here. What I'm doing is here, right? I'm fighting, I'm ready, I'm getting ready, I'm moving around, I'm dancing. All of a sudden I'm here, then I step almost even, all right? Almost even, so that my balance is up and down, just straight up and down this way. I don't have to push. And it's hard to explain unless you try it at home. Start in this position, get up and turn, all right? Or start in the position of not moving it and try to turn. It's going to be a little more difficult, all right? So even I see some high rank, I'm like, as I'm sparring with them, they're trying to just do a reverse round kick or a back kick right from the fighting stance here, and boy, they throw themselves off, and they're off balance after they throw the kick. All right, so that's one of the exercises, right? You're here, nice and relaxed. You stay right here. Take the step. Take the step. See how I'm turning my body? Once I take the step, I kind of put my shoulder towards the direction. Pick up and chamber the other foot. Chamber the other leg so that you have a good spin, all right? You turn up, chamber, and then down, all right? Step, up, down. Look, I'm ready to go. That's without a kick. You do both sides, and you try to keep your balance, all right? Then what you try to do, all right, practice, down, up, and then chamber to get ready for a kick, all right? There's a lot of exercises we can use and we can do, whether you're stepping for a kick or stepping with a kick. You'll see what I'm saying in a couple of seconds, all right? So we're here, I step. I chamber high, come down. I'm ready to throw a kick. So that's a little exercise. You can throw any kick you want, front start, front round. Try to get a side thrust. That's spinning and taking a step. Once you pick up speed on that, that's unbelievable for sparring, all right? So if you're here and you're up, down, and people don't know if you're going to do a reverse round kick or you step down, you did a front round kick or a front snap kick, all right? So you practice that in the mirror. Start off slow, all right? We start off slow. Boom, up, down, and kick, and ready, all right? So you're here, turn, down, kick, down. After I kick, I'm down. Look at, I'm ready to go. I kick, I'm almost moving forward, all right? If I want to throw another kick. If not, I don't have to move forward that much. You practice that. You try to pick up speed and try to do right and left. Definitely right and left on all these exercises. On any exercise, right and left. Unless you have a problem. Say if you're a righty or if you're a lefty or whatever, in your other hand or even that hand, there's a problem. Then work with one hand for a while until that gets better, and if it doesn't, you still have two legs and one good hand. Work that hard. But if all your limbs are working, and we call it yin-yang, or you want that balance. You have to have the balance in your body. And it's like almost any sport again. I always bring this up, especially the golf or baseball. If you took 500 swings a day, 1,000 swings a day to practice to get your body, and you only did your right, you only did your dominant and what you usually do, your hips and your whole body and your muscles would start, I'm not a doctor, but and I don't know the right verbiage, but your hips and everything would start shifting because the muscles are constantly getting used and not used on certain parts of your body. And a lot of great golfers, and you look at your Tiger Woods and back problems because they're constantly trying to get that swing on the good side. They know that they have to swing, even if it's not with a ball. So if you swing with a bat this way, all right, you swing with a bat this way. You don't have to hit balls or anything. You just want the body to get the balance. I go off on a tangent sometimes. I'll get something in my mind, and I want you to know it. So get the whole body working. All right, let's go back to what we were originally talking about. All right, so I'm here, I'm nice and relaxed. Notice when you see me bouncing around like a maniac, all right, you notice my hands come right up. That's instinctively in my body. Whether I bounce or not, my hands will come up. But once I start bouncing, I've done this so much, this gives me balance. All right, not only balance, what this does is this gives me my hands and my body, it gives me placement where everything's going to be easy from up here, whether it's a block or a punch. So when you're doing all these exercises, don't do this with your hands flopping around because you'll never get the balance. This gives you the balance. This gives you, it's the same thing over and over again. Now your body knows exactly how gravity's pulling from this position. If you're like this, your body has no idea. They're going to say you're going to go down. You're never going to have the speed. All right. We're in a left fighting stance. All right. This time, we're just going to practice spin back kick. So we're here. Now, if I was to try to do a spin back kick without moving my foot, all right, I would be way off. I'd be trying to push off, then balancing myself and straightening myself up, and then throwing the kick. All right? It's almost impossible. You might be able to do it, and I see people who do, but then there's no balance. Again, you're here. All right? You're here. Boom. That's so fast, all right? This motion right here, excuse me, right here, this motion is so fast that the minute you make it, doesn't mean you're committed. So if you wanted to do this but not turn, and you fake them out. If they see you do this, oh, he's going to turn, all right? No, you can come in this way, all right? So it doesn't mean that you're setting yourself up, all right? And they don't know what you're going to do. But we're here. Turn. See how I'm kind of turning a little. I'm getting, before I even start. Now, when you turn, look at it. I'm turning. My feet are off the ground. No, my heels are off the ground. Then I have to chamber up as high as I can before I throw the kick. So you can actually practice that. And then come down, right in the mirror. Don't even throw the kick. All right? You don't even have to throw the kick. You're in the mirror, you're with your friends, you practice that spin. So you get that spin down, just like second nature. All right? All right? So you're setting yourself up for the front round kick. I mean, the spin back kick. All right? You're practicing, you're not doing the back kick. All right? You're just picking up your leg. All right? All right, so from here, picking up the leg and chambering, getting it ready for the back kick. All right, now let's do the back kick. All right? Down, and I'm ready to go. All right? You didn't even notice my step because I'm spiraling this way. When I'm spiraling this way, look at it. All right? I'm keeping my fighting stance. Sometimes I come in, come back out. All right? You don't know if I'm going over here, going over there, but what I'm doing is I'm going to set myself up for a spin kick. Okay? It sounds like a lot to someone who's, kind of new to martial arts, but it's all basic. And just listen to it over, and I constantly repeat myself. And if I repeat myself more than 5 or 10 times in the show, that's what the show's about. So you're getting it drummed right into your head. All right? It's like a water torture type of thing going in. Boom, boom. All right. And this even this move right here is a great move. Just get some foot action. All right? Can't be doing that. Foot action this way. All right. The minute you put your foot down, pick your leg up and throw the kick. All right? Whether it's a back kick, a spin reverse round kick, spin reverse round kick, spin it down and, all right? Watch, I'm going to do it high by my head, all right? All right? Here, down, all right? Reverse round kick. When you land, try to land in a stance, where you can either go forward or you're ready to block. Okay? Any kick, you can practice any kicks. Again, they have to flow. Right? These kicks have to flow. They have to go in a certain angle and something that's not going to fight each other. And you'll know what I'm saying if you try to do one kick and all you have to stop and then your whole body jerks to do another kick. Let your body go. If you're going this way, go that way. Then you can stop and then go the other way. All right? You're in a fighting stance right here. Spin. Turn your body up. Take another step up. Take another step up. Up and down the classroom or up and down your room. All right? Watch. I'm here. Spin. Up. Down. Spin. Up. Down. Spin. See, before I spin, I take just a little step. We're only talking, you know, 6 inches here. Right? And whether it's a jump this way or just moving it this way, you know, right? What it does is it sets up your body in a straight line, kind of a straight line, so that you're like that top. All right? You know, you have a top and all of a sudden it starts going. Well, it's going like that because there's more weight on one side now and it's slowing down. But and you know, you'd be like a top if you started from here. You'd be wobbling from one side to the other. So you want to keep as straight as you can on all your moves. Right? You don't want to be bending down this way, you know, turning this way. I see a lot of that, and I know a lot of people aren't as stretched, but don't kick as high, then kick lower. Try not to bend down like that when you turn or when you're doing a high kick. Go as high as you can. If it's midsection, then we can work on a midsection. But to throw a high kick and then all of a sudden you're way down like that, you know, gravity's just going, oh, you want to play that game? You know what I'm saying? Now you're fighting gravity, not only your opponent. All right, so you and gravity become one. See, this way right here, this is how we balance. This is how we walk. This is how we stand all day. We stand like this all day. We're not fighting gravity. We're letting gravity keep us up. Now gravity's our friend. All right? Try to stand like this. But if you try to stand like this, right, you can't. Right? Even though you're strong muscle, you can. But how long? And all of a sudden gravity goes, okay. So when you're doing your kicks, when you're doing your spins, practice nice straight posture. All right? And I'm not talking like this. Tape up. A lot of times I even got a hunch. I go to a chiropractor, and he says, wow, you're all hunched in. He goes, you're doing too much work on your chest muscles when they go to the gym. And he's probably right, because I do the flies and everything. And all of a sudden, so he says, you got to do a lot of in your back. All right? What am I saying? You got to equalize everything. It's got to be, if you're going to do 20 of this, 20 of that. Now I have to work on my back a little more, so straighten my arms up. But that's also from fighting. I used to box a little when I was younger, and then Taekwondo. And even when I'm in Taekwondo, I'm here, right? See, you got this. It's not, I couldn't fight like that. You fight in here so that you can move and you're going to bob and weave and stuff, right? A lot of fighters, I remember a lot of fighters way in the back, you know, way in the back, way back down in the 1800s or something, all the big shots, you know. And I remember a lot of the Russians had that fighting style. They'd fight this way, straight up. Not that they weren't good fighters, because they were great fighters, but that was their style. Kind of rigid in my world, and you're making a bigger target for your opponent when you're up like this. You're down like this. You know, that's why Mike Tyson was such a great fighter. He was so compact, the big guys couldn't get to him because he was compact, and he would do this, and they'd try to hit him. And even if they hit him, they're hitting just this round ball of defense. And he would set up, all right? So it's all about, especially spinning, spin kicks, just spinning, all right? Just so in case you want to spin and just throw a punch, okay? You can spin and throw a punch. You know, you can spin and do a knife hand. It's all about taking that step, right? Or if you're not taking a step, what happens is and this is another trick too. I didn't want to get too advanced, but you're moving around. Now all of a sudden you're moving into the step, all right? You're not taking the step. You're here. All of a sudden, see how I transitioned, all right? So you practice first with the step, all right, so that you know what you have to do. See how I step? As I push, I'm straight up with gravity. All right? As I push, I'm straight up with gravity. Look at my head. It's straight. My shoulders are straight. All right? Up here, this way. All right? So that's taking a step. Now you're moving. You're moving. You know you're going to turn. You say you want to set up. You see yourself setting up, right? You set yourself up, and you're moving, right? Even if you want to bounce that way, you just want to move this way, right? See how I'm setting myself up so that I'm closer to the center. I'm not in a fighting stance here where I have shoulder width apart, right? There's no shoulder apart. I'm here. I'm even. I'm even with my back leg. And if I want to go more, all right? And then you can take the step. Look at it. You can turn. Big thing as we turn, again, and most important is from keeping your balance, is when you pivot, that back heel, a lot of times as I'm sparring or I'm doing a lot of my workout, right, my heels stay right off the ground, almost through the whole workout. I will rarely throw a kick, all right, as I'm chambering where my feet don't, my heels don't lift up. Because when you're on a rug or you're even on the floor and you try to turn and you don't lift up on the balls of your feet, you're dragging. You can't. You really can't. And it's funny, years ago we had an all rug carpet on cement. It was all carpet. That's how we used to train, or on wooded floor, but just a carpet with nothing underneath. Now we have these big, nice pads. They're really big sponge pads in it. So if you fall, but you had to get used to it. You get so used to the rug, bare feet, that your feet would slide. Your feet would slide. You could slide your feet as you wanted to do that. Now with these pads, your feet kind of stick to the pad. So you had to almost pick your leg up. That's why this is so important. You almost have to pick your leg up to make your turn, because if you even on the balls of your feet, you were so used to the rug and the slipperiness that the pad kind of stuck you. So you had to almost pick up your foot, and you had to revamp your style just a little. And this is the way I teach. This is over many years, pushing 50. I got a couple more months. 50 years I was with Grandmaster Mo Young Lee. God rest his soul. And a lot of this stuff is my opinion. Another instructor, even from my school, might say, that's not how I do it. Well, that's your opinion, all right? Everyone has their opinion, and it's the way that you might practice, or the way your theory is on how things should run. So that's how if you're going to teach, you'll teach that way. Right? That's what's hard if a lot of people are teaching at a school, and somebody's way off on what their style, even though it's Taekwondo. It makes it hard for the students because, no, I was doing it this way with 3 grandmasters, and now, So you really kind of watch. Most schools kind of stay in the same realm, especially when we were under Grandmaster Mo Young Lee. We tried to stay. A lot of things, vary over the years. And you want to keep steady. You want to keep the practice, whatever you're practicing, keep doing it. Unless someone with a higher rank says, no, that's wrong. That's definitely wrong. You could go fast. Not that it's wrong, excuse me. You want to go faster? You want to get more balance? Do this, all right? And like today's show, I didn't show much. It might seem a lot. But what I did, if you watch the show over again, you're going to see me telling you different things over and over in the same context, all right, on how to just spin, all right? And very, very important also is when you make that spin and you turn, you chamber your leg high, all right? And I know some schools swing from the bottom. That's a whole different style. Maybe even some Taekwondo schools. They swing. They open their leg up and they swing. And Grandmaster Lee, that wasn't the way he taught. He chamber. And the word chamber was drummed into your head. No, chamber higher. And if I remember saying to me, he said to me, what happened to your reverse round kick? And I always thought I had a great reverse round kick, and I probably did. But he liked to zing me once in a while. I says, what's wrong with it? You don't chamber like I told you to chamber. Boy, I chambered after that. I made sure I double chambered. He wanted me to chamber higher and higher. And when the higher you chamber, when you spin, the higher you're going to be able to kick. All right? And you're going to get more accuracy, and you're going to get, everything's going to work out, when you just let the legs swing, and some schools do, and if you practice it, you're going to get, there's a lot of different arts do that. If you swing like that, I can't even do it. You have to get used to getting ready balance-wise, all right? But that's why I say what we do is we chamber as high as we can, then we go, all right? Bring it up close, and then go. Close to your body. And, whether you're going to do a slap kick or a kick with the heel, extension, you can position your foot in that direction on your chamber. All right. When you spin also, as you turn, all right, just a little head shot there, Ron. You want to turn see my eyes? Even if it's just peripheral vision. You don't want to turn and just let your eyes just watch all around. You're here and you got to turn quick. Go from this position to this position and search your opponent. All right? You don't have to turn this way to watch. You could turn this way. I'm looking this way, but I still see what's going on here. All right? And then you throw your kick. All right? But a lot of times people will do a lot of reverse round kicks or spins. Well, I'm dizzy. You shouldn't get dizzy. You should set your eye on your target, spin, look for your target right here, right over my shoulder, and then throw the kick right from there. That's where you're going to get some speed. That's what we call peripheral vision. Peripheral vision, if I go like this, I'm looking straight ahead now, I can see my fingers moving, all right? Then I still see them when they're moved back. So you've got all this area you can see. You can see 1, 2, 3 opponents. You can see 3 opponents by staring at the front. The minute I turn and look at this opponent, I can't see that opponent. All right? So very quickly you have to adjust and use your peripheral vision and practice that, all right, when you spin. All right? Turn, spin, looking right over my shoulder. All right? I'm not looking this way. I don't have to. I can see his body right from there. Pick up my leg. And it's about all the time we had. That's a quick half hour. This show's on about 4, 5, 6 times. We're on YouTube, all right? TKD, Grandmaster Bob Lemire. And you'll see my podcast show and my Taekwondo show. I got all the shows there. So check them out. You can watch them over and over again. And the podcast is also on Spotify and podcast and Google. You can get anything when you Google. All right. Till next time, have fun and train hard.